Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Berry, and today we'll be discussing dementia and how there needs to be a bigger awareness for it. Now, when I was a kid, my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia. I had no idea what dementia was. I wasn't taught it in school, I wasn't taught it by my parents. It was complete broadside. Now, I was very young, and I probably wouldn't have understood what I was talking about, but my grandmother died without me ever knowing what the sickness was. And only up until recently was when I really got into dementia and just trying to research and figure out what's going on. Now, just as a introductory, dementia is a cognitive decline. It can show itself in the forms of your loved ones acting impulsively, experiencing memory loss and poor judgment, getting lost in familiar areas, and overall just forgetting a lot of things like their loved ones' faces. And in a study by the National Institute of Aging, dementia affects roughly 1/3 people above the age of 85. Now, there is currently no treatment or, I want to say, cure for dementia, but there are a bunch of tests that have been done to determine dementia very early on. This includes brain scans, psychiatric evaluations, genetic tests, blood tests, and cerebral spinal fluid tests. Now, and a lot of people know the most common forms of dementia. These are Alzheimer's, frontal temporal dementia. These are most common above the age of 85, but some can also be affected below the age of 65. Getting into below the age of 65 gets into where it can affect mainly your parents, small children's parents, and basically affecting those younger generations very early on. And now, just getting onto the broader topic, there is about 10 million new cases every year for dementia. This is significantly impacted by how many misdiagnoses there tends to be in the world. In a study from 1996 to 2016 by the Alzheimer's Journal, there was a study of about 3,533 people. About 22% of those individuals claimed misdiagnosis. That was either under misdiagnosis or over misdiagnosis. This really just shines a light on how we as a people do not fully understand what dementia is and possibly the need for better classes and just awareness in general from it. There's estimated about 55 million people right now living with dementia according to the World Health Organization. This means there's a significant amount of children in the world who have to live out what I had to when I was a child, not knowing what dementia is, basically. This comes from classrooms or from just school system in general that just does not teach it and doesn't basically make it a vital class within their education system. There was also a study about 1,225 students for a dementia class done in 2025. About 78% agreed that dementia class helped them better understand the effects on family and resources and things like that, and wanted more classes over it. Now, dementia costs about a pretty penny for families every month, and this really impacts the mental side of things. This it goes on to about $6,000 a month to $7,000 a month to $73,000 a year. This highly impacts the mood and relationships towards those with dementia, and overall people just think, hey, this doesn't affect me, or hey, this is only affecting this person with dementia. And this really infects their mind on what they should be concerned about dementia, because if it becomes a money problem, they mainly focus on money instead of their loved ones and their health and how they're reacting to it. And some families will just put their loved ones in a home, never to be seen again, and just like, oh, it's a money thing, it'll solve itself out. But that is not at all how dementia patients should be treated. And it was even said by Heather Cooper-Ordner, President and Chief Executive of Alzheimer's Los Angeles, there has been a dramatic increase in the number of clinical trials testing new therapies and treatments for dementia. These treatments can include Leqembi, and even anti-amyloid treatments. And amyloids are what buildups in the brain that usually causes dementia, but it can also be caused by buildup of flow, like obstructions of flow of blood and oxygen to the brain, and this really hinders the mind, basically. Now, once again, this was really impactful for me as a child with a grandmother who had dementia, and I had no idea how to help. I definitely see if everyone else can see my personal struggles, but I also want to impact you, because in your mind, it doesn't affect you, it affects me. But look to the left and right of you. Anyone you know could be diagnosed with dementia at any point, even misdiagnosed. Even so, it's a illness that needs more awareness. And I'm just here today to bring out that awareness and advocate for more classes in schools, more posters hanging up on poster boards, more advertisements on buses towards dementia. We as a society have not brought more attention to dementia, and it is a sickness similar to dementia that we as a society have failed to cure. And this is what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for those people who cannot think for themselves because they have dementia. And I really hope everyone here just takes away from this. Go to those loved ones, go to those friends and families who might have dementia, might be diagnosed, and either yourself get tested, like make sure they get tested, and just bring about more awareness in how dementia spreads and how it can affect the nation. Thank you so much. See you later.